Here are 101 facts about trike motorcycles, and I don't care how much of a motorcycle enthusiast you are, you won't know all of these. The origins of trike motorcycles. Number 1. Trikes are more stable when stopped at traffic lights. No need to put your feet down, which is a game changer for shorter riders or anyone with knee issues. You can sit there comfortably with both feet on the pegs while everyone else plays the balancing game. We've gathered insights from real riders and experts to give you a complete view of the trike world. If learning from the community matters to you, hit that subscribe button, because we're bringing more voices to the ride. Social and cultural impact. Number 2. Trikes are easier to ride for those who find balancing a two-wheeler difficult. You literally can't fall over at a stoplight. Your dignity remains intact no matter how slowly you're moving. Number 3. The three-wheel design creates inherent stability at rest and in straight lines. A traditional trike requires over 0.8 G of lateral force to tip over, compared to 0 G for a motorcycle. However, this tripod effect works differently depending on configuration. Reverse trikes, two wheels front, maintain stability in corners up to 0.6 G, while traditional trikes, two wheels rear, can become unstable at just 0.4 G in tight turns, which is why you'll notice many experienced riders shifting their body weight to the inside of turns. Number 4. The physics of three-wheeled vehicles creates a counterintuitive reality. While traditional trikes, two wheels rear, appear more stable, they're actually more prone to rollover in corners, becoming unstable at just 0.4 G of lateral force. Reverse trikes, two wheels front, can handle up to 0.6 G in turns, 50% more cornering force, despite looking less stable. This fundamental physics difference explains why modern performance trikes overwhelmingly use the reverse configuration. Number 5. The Dion Bouton's 2.25 horsepower trike from France was a popular early model in the 1890s and cost more than a working man's annual salary at the time. If you wanted motorized transportation, you had to be seriously wealthy. Number 6. Humber's Beeston motor tricycle in the UK used a Dion Bouton engine and cost 84 pounds in 1899, about 11,000 pounds in today's money. That's hardly chump change for what was essentially a motorized bicycle with an extra wheel. Physics and engineering of trikes. At number 7. The first motorized tricycles date back to the late 19th century, before motorcycles became common. Back then, they weren't just novelties, they were cutting-edge transportation technology. Number 8. Early trikes were necessary technological stepping stones. The first combustion engines of the 1890s weighed 80 to 120 pounds and produced just 2 to 3 horsepower, making them impossible to balance on two wheels. The Dion Bouton's popular early engine weighed 88 pounds but generated only 2.75 horsepower, a power-to-weight ratio that required the stability of 3 wheels until engine technology advanced. Number 9. Trike safety statistics reveal a counterintuitive pattern. While they're 78% less likely to be involved in single vehicle accidents than motorcycles due to their stability, they experience 35% more rear-end collisions. This occurs because other drivers perceive the wider profile as a small car rather than a motorcycle, misjudging stopping distances and following too closely. Experienced trike riders often install extra bright LED brake lights that pulse to combat this phenomenon. Number 10. While motorcycles get the spotlight today, three-wheeled vehicles actually came first. The Dion Bouton's 1897 trike outsold all two-wheeled motor vehicles combined for nearly a decade because early engines weighing 80 to 120 pounds made balancing on two wheels nearly impossible. These pioneering trikes sold over 15,000 units when most motorcycle makers struggled to sell 100. Number 11. The Pennington trike from London had an innovative clutch, letting the engine run while stopped, a feature that wouldn't become standard on motorcycles for decades. Talk about being ahead of the curve. Number 12. The Bond minicar, produced from 1949 to 1966 in the UK, was a commercial three-wheeled microcar that bridged the gap between motorcycles and automobiles. It initially used a single-cylinder motorcycle engine, but was popular enough to sell over 24,000 units in its production run. You might have seen them in classic British films without even realizing what they were. Number 13. The Harley Davidson Survey car underwent significant modifications in the 1950s and 60s, including a larger 45 cubic inch engine in 1955-1958, hydraulic rear brakes in 1951, and an electric starter in 1964, showing the evolution of trike technology. They weren't just sticking with what worked, they were constantly improving the design. Number 14. Trikes are popular with riders who want more stability or have limited mobility. They've kept thousands of aging riders on the road who otherwise would have had to give up motorcycling entirely. For many, it's not a choice between a motorcycle and a trike, but between a trike and no riding at all. Number 15. The Harley Davidson Car was one of the first mass-produced American trikes and remained in production for an astonishing 41 years until 1973. That's longevity most vehicles can only dream of. Number 16. Cars were used by police, delivery services, and garages for towing and hauling. The police versions even had special hitches to tow illegally parked cars back to the station. Imagine getting a parking ticket and having your car towed by a motorcycle. Talk about adding insult to injury. And number 17. The 1970 Ariel 3, built by BSA/Triumph, featured an innovative tilting mechanism that allowed the front section with handlebars to lean into turns while the rear platform remained flat, essentially inventing the leaning trike technology that wouldn't become mainstream until the Piaggio MP3 reintroduced it 36 years later in 2006. Despite its technical brilliance, poor marketing and a deeply unusual appearance led to commercial failure. Sometimes being too far ahead of your time is just as bad as being behind it. Number 18. In 1972, Honda introduced the US 90, later ATC 90, the first mass-produced all-terrain three-wheeler, creating an entirely new category that dominated off-road recreation in the 1970s and 80s before being discontinued due to safety concerns. If you grew up in rural America during this period, these were everywhere until they suddenly weren't. Number 19. Trike motorcycles have 3 wheels, either one in front and 2 in back, traditional, or 2 in front and 1 in back, reverse trike. No matter how you slice it, that extra wheel changes everything about how they ride. It's not just a motorcycle with training wheels, it's a completely different experience. Number 20. Reverse trikes. 2 wheels in front offer tighter cornering and more modern features, which is why they're becoming the dominant configuration for new models. The motorcycle world is going front heavy, and for good reason. Technological evolution and modern innovations. Number 21. Traditional trikes, 2 wheels in back, provide a classic motorcycle feel and more storage. They're basically the station wagons of the trike world. If hauling capacity matters to you, a traditional trike gives you room for days. Number 22. Reverse trikes experience significantly reduced camber thrust compared to motorcycles, which is the force that helps 2-wheeled vehicles naturally right themselves when leaning into turns. This requires different steering geometry and driver input. You actually have to steer them more like cars. If you're switching from a motorcycle, expect a learning curve. Number 23. According to vehicle dynamics studies, traditional trikes, 2 wheels in rear, have up to 30% less lateral grip in corners than motorcycles or reverse trikes, making them more prone to rollover if cornered too aggressively. This is why you'll see experienced riders lifting slightly off their seat in tight turns. It might look strange, but it could save you from tipping over. Number 24. The Harley Road Glide 3 features a Milwaukee 8 114 V-twin, 1,860